again, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Ride Along. Today we are going from up here in Northeast Philly to Jakes Flea Market out in Barto, Pennsylvania. We'll be going down the Roosevelt Boulevard, out I-76 West, out 422 West, and up Route 100. What will we see today? It's a Sunday morning. Should be relatively quiet on the roads. But you know how it always goes. What are we going to see today? Let's find out. It's green now. You can go. Well, here's our first sight to see of the day. Looks like the traffic light at Banks Way is stuck on flashing red. Now, whether the city set it to that or it's broken, that I don't know. It is just a pedestrian traffic light. In other words, when someone pushes the button, in theory, it's supposed to turn red and then they can walk across. However, I think it's actually just on a timer. Either way, it's not working this morning. And given it's a Sunday, it probably likely will not get fixed, even though this is the Roosevelt Boulevard, which is a very busy roadway. Alrighty, once we get past here at 9th Street, this will be our last traffic light until the Pottstown area. Which we should be in that area in about 25 minutes. Or so. Maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, just wait till the last second to merge in, buddy. Mr. Dodge Charger. I think that's what it is. Yep, and right into the hammer lane he goes. Now, if you're familiar with this area, there is road construction going on down here. What the deal is with that is they're working on rehabilitating the viaducts of the bridge up here. That goes over, I guess you would consider this part of the Germantown section of Philadelphia down here. And it also goes over the SEPTA rail yard, which is called Wayne Junction. And they're working to rehabilitate these, the viaduct. So you've had a split pattern going on here for almost about a year now. I think they just recently changed it once again. Yeah, it doesn't look like the lane's split off anymore. But still, we do separate from the far right to the left of the roadway. What would be nice is, when they finish this project, this was an asymmetrical roadway through here, where it was 3 lanes southbound, 2 lanes northbound. Would be nice if they could flip that around to 3 lanes northbound and 2 lanes southbound. And you might be asking, well, why? Because in the afternoons, on weekdays, you get a significant northbound delay. During this whole time of this project, yes, there's accidents sometimes. Yes, there's incidents and stuff that cause delays through this work zone. But you really haven't had too bad of a morning southbound delay. Nowhere near as significant as the afternoon commute northbound. But obviously they can't do that. Because one of the reasons why the traffic is not as bad, you have the on-ramp from Broad Street still shut down. The return of that ramp is slated to come sometime in 2022. While they will still be working on this project. At the latest, I'm hearing 2023. So yeah, there you have it. You got a little bit of while to go yet of this construction project. And you still only have 2 lanes through this stretch as well. If you recall, this used to be 3 lanes all the way down to 76. It's still not 3 lanes. And you can see just how narrow it was through here. Now mind you, they have part of the other side, the shoulder blocked off. But there really never was a shoulder going through that bridge under Fox Street. Anyone missing their bumper? It's right there on the side of the roadway before the Ridge Ave exit. Nice white bumper. like all is moving fine and dandy on 76. You know I'm missing a cone? You got a cone on the left shoulder. If you're a contractor and you lost your cone, it's at the left shoulder on the ramp from Boulevard to City Ave or 76. Yep, we're doing the speed of traffic right now, which is 60 miles an hour. Let's see what they got it signalized for. They can control the speeds here on 76. Yeah, 50. Yep, nobody's doing 50. I don't think anybody follows the new controlled speeds. Because recently I have seen it set for 35 during times of heavier volume, and nobody was doing 35. I was doing about 40. Everyone was passing me at 50 plus. Yeah. They say they're going to be giving out tickets for that pretty soon. We'll see. I have yet to witness anyone pulled over for it. Because normally when we come through here, you'll see in our previous videos and future videos, it's normally congested, but it's only 9:13 on Sunday morning, so no congestion yet. Come back here in a couple hours, it'll be all backed up. Time to 476, 7 miles, 6 minutes. Wow, that means everyone's going over 55, 65? Okay. Hey, speed limit increased to 55 now. Which, from my understanding, with the way they can now control speeds, 55 is as high as they will go. Anyone missing their trash can? We got a trash can on the side of the road here. And a tire. Full-size tire. Just past Gladwin. Looks like we got a message on the message sign. That's the first I've ever seen the larger variable message signs say reduce speed ahead 45 miles per hour. So now they're going to use those and integrate them with the speed system. Interesting. Sign said reduce speed 45 ahead. Speed limit, electronic sign said 50 miles per hour. Poor coordination on their part. Unless the next sign is going to say 45. Nope, still 50. Conflicting messages there. Oh, now they just raised it to 55 right in front of us. How about that? PA Turnpike via I-476 North, 6 miles, 6 minutes. Oh, but we're not going that way. Uh-oh, someone missing their car. And another tire. That makes 2 tires today, for those keeping count. Definitely looks like there's going to be a pin knocker here this week. Cleaning up the shoulder. We just passed 2 tree branches that are just laying there. If not this week, sometime in the near future. We've seen quite a bit of junk and debris so far. Coming up on I-476. The Blue Route. There it is up above. I-476, the Blue Route. We are still set for 55 miles an hour speed limit. Have yet to see where that reduced speed of 45 is. I'll just guess it doesn't exist. Oh, look at that, another tree branch on the side of the road. And a larger whole entire tree. Okay. Or the base of a tree. Here we go. 202 to 422 west. We'll go around as if we're doing a loop-de-loop. A circle type motion. But first we have to go through the infamous sinkhole project, which October's coming up pretty soon. It's when it was supposed to be complete. Whether that actually happens or not remains to be seen. Up 50 miles an hour. Everyone reduce your speed. Time to US 30 via 202, 13 miles, 15 minutes. What's the 2 extra minutes for? Could potentially be something going on with 202. You never know. As they tend to drive fast on 202, so that's kind of unusual that there'd be 2 extra minutes. Hey, we get 55 again. Increase your speed. Here it comes, the infamous construction project to fix a sinkhole. Right lane closed, half a mile. But meanwhile, it already looks as if we have the lane closed. Okay. It would appear to me as if we have a long way to go. I don't even see roadway in what would normally be another travel lane. For something so small, it's a pretty major project. 422 west, right lane. That's us. Here comes the infamous 422. Otherwise known to me as the headache of the suburbs. Sometimes the road to nowhere. And I'll explain about that in a moment. Time to 29 via 422. 9 minutes. 23. 12 minutes. I think that's the first time I've seen him give 2 options. Starting to see where I'm coming with this? Going with this? Yep. 422 is widely known for accidents, congestion, and incidents. Congestion, at least through this stretch, primarily on the weekdays at rush hour. However, this is the type of roadway that if it's the weekend or any other time of day, you get one accident, it's going to back up and it's going to back up bad. And that does tend to happen quite often. Because as you can see here, it's inadequate lanes. Although we have a new area up here, and I will show you that very shortly. Alrighty. Now we're coming to the newly widened section of 422. Well, I don't know if you want to say wide. It is wider. It has 3 lanes here through to Trooper Road. As you can see on the left, let's get in the left lane. As you can see here to our left, there is room for a 4th lane of travel. That's because sometime in the future, this will be a widened roadway beyond Trooper Road. For now, it goes back to 2 lanes here. And as far as I know, the plans in the short term are not to add that 3rd lane in yet. Which, quite frankly, I think is rather silly. They should allocate the money, get the funds, and be in the planning stages of widening this road to 3 lanes all the way to Pottstown. But at the moment, you're stuck with 2 lanes in each direction. And as we get further out, yeah, it turns into bumpy concrete. Well, you'll see. Stay tuned. In about 5 minutes or so, you will see about that. But as you see here, you have plenty of room in the middle of the roadway for a 3rd lane of travel. Or even a 4th lane if they should decide to go that high, which they won't. They'll go to bare minimum and just put another 3rd lane in. Another issue coming up here at the Egypt Road over by Oaks is the on-ramp. At rush hour, there is a tremendous amount of volume that comes onto that ramp. So much volume comes on that it actually clogs up the roadway. There should be a ramp meter placed at that ramp for the time being until this is widened to 3 lanes in each direction. Which, like I said, this stretch, yeah, we got many more years before that happens. Because currently, the plans aren't even online. You can't view plans for the 3rd lane here because they don't exist as of yet. But I'm sure they are in the thinking stages of it. Or I would hope. We are now crossing over to Perkiomen Creek. And welcome to good old-fashioned concrete. Penned out of the 1980s in 2021. Actually, concrete usage, I think, goes back even way before the 1980s. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but when 422 was initially built, I believe the whole entire roadway was concrete. I could be wrong, though. I was not around to see what it looked like back then. So here's the Oaks exit. Off-ramp is fine. The problem is, you have a heavy merge area with this on-ramp in afternoon rush hour. You have a tremendous amount of volume coming on. And there should be a ramp meter at this on-ramp. This is awfully congested during afternoon rush hour. Now that we're not out of the pandemic, but further along in the pandemic, more and more people are starting to go back to office. This road is becoming very congested again at rush hour. Another issue I have with this road, and I will show it to you up here. There are traffic cameras on this road. You can monitor the traffic on this road. However, the traffic cameras stop at Route 29. There are no active cameras, at least not that I've seen. Maybe we'll see some new ones today. Fingers crossed. Once we get up here to 29, that is the last camera until you get almost out to Ready. Silly. For as roadway as busy as 422, as many accidents and incidents as this roadway has, there should be cameras through every exit continuing out to the Reading area, but there aren't. And I should correct myself, I just said Reading. There actually are some cameras in Pottstown here on 422. But between Pottstown and 29, which is a busy stretch of roadway, there are no cameras. At least not that I know of. It's been several months since I've come through this stretch of 422, so hopefully maybe they have added some new ones. But as far as we know, the one we are just passing here at 29 is the last one until Pottstown. Now, more junk and debris on the side of the road. Looked like it was a piece of furniture that was shredded to smithereens. Here's another on-ramp that should potentially have a ramp meter in both directions. Doesn't really congest here as much. Every once in a while, westbound in the afternoon, we'll slow down here. So there should probably be a meter here for controlling how many cars can enter the roadway at once. So far since we have passed 29. As mentioned, no traffic cameras. So if an incident happens here, it's a guessing game for a traffic report. Until emergency officials get to the incident. And even at that, it's no guarantee. The two smokestacks you're seeing up ahead are the Limerick towers for the Limerick electric plant. Nuclear power plant. As far as I know, any plans for improvements on 422 do not really exist too much past 29, which I completely disagree with. This area is, like I said, all the way to Pottstown. Just make it 3 lanes. Because it's so much easier. If you have an accident, you have a 3rd lane, you can at least get a 1 lane going if it's a bad accident. With 2 lanes, more likely than not, you might have 1 lane blocked, but in some cases you're going to have the full roadway blocked. Well, if you have a 3rd lane, you don't need to block the whole roadway unless it's something really significant, like a truck flips over or something, you know, out of the ordinary. And for capacity reasons. Because this section of Montgomery County has been going up significantly with population. Population has increased big time here. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, into the 2010s, and even now there's still some population increasing going on back here. If you may have noticed back here, we did have some signs that said new homes, you know, the stick in the ground signs, because yeah, they are still putting new signs out here, or new homes out here. Speaking of new signs, that food next right could use a new sign. It's all covered up. There's another new home sign. Nice thing about this little stretch of 422 is new pavement. It's recently been paved, it looks like. Which is a good thing, because the previous pavement here was pretty bad. So at least they improved the pavement. Road work ahead. Maybe they were doing something up here. Shoulder work. Alright. Right shoulder closed. Bridge could use a little work. Sheesh. Pottstown exits. That's us. We getting off at Route 100. Route 100, 2.5 miles. Believe it or not, this little stretch of 422 right here was improved a little bit not too long ago, within the last year. See, the pavement's all nice and new, smooth. This bridge was worked on, and they actually did a nice job here. I just still think it should be 3 lanes all the way to Bucktown, but that's just me. And that's the end of the improvement area. See a little bit of color in the trees. Here and there, a little bit of color, as we are now in the first week of the fall. Next exit should be ours. Route 100 North. Funny how 100 just sneaks up on you. He gave you lots of notice for Allentown, but maybe 2 signs for 100 itself. Kind of silly. Also silly is how short this on-ramp is to 100 North. Wow. Passing over the Schuylkill River for our second time. Forgot to announce it the first time when we were on the boulevard. There's something you don't see too much anymore. A-friendlies. Not too many of them left around. We might have to stop one of them one of these days. It's been some time since I've been to a Friendlies. Hey, $3.29 for gas. Believe it or not, that's actually not bad. Back in Philly, gas is $3.35. Don't get me wrong, $3.29 still high, but cheaper than the city. We are almost at Jakes. Should be there in under 10 minutes. Dreaded red light. We were doing well. That was a short red light. Luckily censored, because there's no cars coming out of the Walmart. Looks like the American Diner's hopping this morning. Wow. Popular spot. $3.29 for gas at Sunoco. Similar to Wawa's price. here's another diner type place. Ship's Cafe. Does that say Sheep's Cafe? Looks like another hopping place. Oh. Here you have it, Jakes Flea Market. Wow, looks like it's a hopping place today. We will go into second entrance. Oh yeah. Jake's is packed today. Hopefully we'll be able to find a parking spot relatively close. Not looking likely though. Looks like we're going to be parked in the back. Alrighty, to the back lot it is. Thank you for letting us go through. Alrighty, we found ourselves a parking spot. Thanks for watching this video. This is where I'm going to leave you guys off. You have just watched a ride along to Jake's from Northeast Philadelphia. Remember to hit that subscribe and like button if you want to see more content like this. Enjoy your day.